I am not sick.
Okay, so I'm here on the page.
Do you see us? That
It
lives
says this video is live now. It says it, but I don't see it.
All right, let's see. Let me go in there and see. Are we live? We are live. We are live. We are live, but we can't get started until we do some of this. We live. Woohoo!
Yes.
You like that, Elaina? Did you see your face in there? Danae,
Hello.
no worries. Yours is coming
Hello.
up as well. Hello. I am so excited. Y'all know I always have to just try to calm myself down because I get so excited. So let me calm down. Let me calm down and introduce myself. If you don't know me, I am Dr. Barbara Swinney, your life and holistic leadership coach and coach trainer. I am the founder and CEO of the Deeper Leader Institute for Personal and Professional Development, where true leadership starts with self-leadership. We are we are an accredited coaching certification institute where we coach, train, and certify leaders who are looking to launch their own life and leadership coaching business or looking simply to become a more effective leader in their role of leadership. I am also the founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global and the creator of Deeper Women Brands. And I am so excited tonight to welcome to the Deeper Women Lead Atlanta stage, Miss Elaina Royston and Miss Danae Dissout. Is that correct, Danae?
That's correct.
That is correct. Yay! So I'm going to do a little more of introducing them in just a minute. But before we get started, I need you to make sure you go over to deeperwomenleadglobal.org and register for Deeper Women Lead Atlanta 2022. It's going to be here on March 19th. It's going to be at the Sheridan Suites Galleria Hotel. Please be sure you jump over there. Take advantage of the early bird registration because we want to see you in the place and you don't want to miss these ladies at the event. Let me just give you some background. Let me slow it down. Some of y'all haven't been following Deeper Women Lead and you don't realize that she has blown up. So let me take it back for you just a little bit. Deeper Women Lead, and Elaina will remember this, and Danae, I'm so excited to welcome you to our circle. Deeper Women Lead started in back in 2018, when I wrote and published my first book, It's Always Deeper. You guys can see it right there. I wrote the book, It's Always Deeper. And I didn't want to just write a book, publish a book, and have it be done at that. I wanted to really create a movement and use the book really to support other women. So I launched the book at the first Deeper Women event, which was Deeper Women Speak. And at that time, me and 3 of my friends in leadership, which means there were 4 women who spoke at the event. Count it again, 4 women speaking at the event. we hosted about 60 people with these 4 women, dynamic women in leadership, sharing their stories of life, love, and leadership. There is where the Deeper Women Lead platform was established. It was created as a platform for women in leadership, not just to share their stories, but also to share strategies for life, love, and leadership to help and empower other women who or to lead. So we're excited that this year, in 2022, we have grown from 4 speakers to having 22 speakers who will grace the Deeper Women Lead stage on March 19th, 2022, here in Atlanta. So we're excited. Let me turn off all of these notifications. We're excited to welcome these speakers. They are new to the stage, but they're not necessarily new to Deeper Women Lead. Elaina has been a friend of Deeper Women Lead for some time, and I'm gonna let her talk a little bit more about her story. But I'm excited to have Elaina Royston here, who is a real estate, I call her the real estate guru. She's a real estate broker and investor. She's an author, she's a speaker, she's a woman of God. She is a dynamic being, very insightful, and I'm so excited to have her here. And we also have, you get 2 for 1 tonight. Elaina is a keynote speaker at Deeper Women Lead, so you'll see her on the main stage. And Danae is joining us. Danae is founder and CEO of Motivation in Motion, and she is a dynamic motivational speaker. So let's welcome both of these ladies to the stage. Woohoo! So I'm going to be super challenged tonight in bouncing between 2 of you, because I know Elaina can talk, and I just learned in the green room that Danae can talk, and I know that I can talk. So we're going to have to make sure that we're balancing the time between really the 2 of you, because it's really the 2 of you that I want to introduce to our audience and promote you as speakers at the conference, because I feel like you're dynamic, and I'm just so excited to welcome you as a part of our movement. So I'm going to turn it over to Elaina just to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to kick it to Danae.
Well, I don't know if I can introduce myself any better than you did. Thank you so much. My name is Elaina Royston. I am a real estate broker. I also invest. I assist investors. I stage and do design as well.
I don't know why it's freezing. Is it freezing or is it me, Danae? She's frozen? Okay.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were frozen.
Okay.
So you stage.
Hmm?
You said you stage.
I stage and do design. I assist investors and homeowners with reinventing and rehabbing homes. So also author, spoken word artist. So wear many, many hats.
Yes. So Danae, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Danae? Oh, let me take you off mute. Go ahead.
I am Danae Dessou. I am a motivational speaker and an author of 2 books. I love motivating others. I love inspiring others. I love to be on a stage, empowering and uplifting people. It's something that I feel I would not be complete without. It's a gift that God has given me naturally. Every time before I motivate and encourage others, I always get goosebumps. And if you get goosebumps before you do something you love, it means you should keep doing it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So you're a motivational speaker. I know that Elaina is also a speaker as well. So you guys have graced many stages. So what attracted you to the Deeper Women Lead stage? Why this platform?
I was initially attracted to Deeper Women Lead by the founder. Even before the first one, when she began speaking about it, she had not yet had one, and just hearing about it just lit a fire in me. You know, when women come together, we are some very powerful beings, and her birthing this, I had to be a part. My biggest regret is not staying connected, but We went back together.
Yes. Let me tell you, Danae, I'll tell you this, Danae, and our audience. I met Elaina probably at a low point in my life, and then we reconnected maybe a year or so later when I was getting ready to launch the Deeper Women Speak conference, and I called her and we were in a separate conversation, and I just mentioned that I was having this conference, and she said, "What do you need me to do?" And she actually bought a ticket to be an attendee at the conference, and ended up actually on the door, taking up the money, registering the people who were attending the conference. And that was our first goal with trying to figure out how to do it on PayPal and all of that. So she's been a real friend of Deep Women Lead, and I'm so grateful that the friend is now a fellow. So, Danae, what drew you to the Deeper Women Lead stage?
What drew me to the Deeper Women Who Lead stage is when I looked up the page, the values, the morals, what it stands for. I told myself that, I would love to speak at this. I believe that whatever we speak with should align with our purpose in life. It should align with our values. And I looked you up. I said, her page has everything I'm looking for in someone, somebody I want to get connected with, somebody I want to, learn from, as well as maybe I might know something that you might need. I feel like women who band together are stronger together, as stated earlier.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Miles Monroe tells us that we are all born to lead. Sometimes we buy into the myth that leadership is connected to a position or tied to a position, but it is not. You are leading in business, whether you're leading in business, leading an organization, leading your family, or ultimately leading yourself. You are indeed a leader. Elaina, can you tell us, as a woman who leads, what are some of the challenges you faced in your life or in your business, and how were you able to overcome those?
The greatest challenge I had in my business was not having learned beforehand. Now that I'm older, I train and I teach my daughter and I show her things about business. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have parents that had the ability to teach me that. So when I began business, I was just, I was just hustling. Now, understanding that business has a framework, that entrepreneurship is structured, and that you should work as hard for yourself as you do for others. And, oftentimes I see that we'll get up, we'll be on time, and we'll punch that time clock. I know I worked for Ford for 13 years. Late? You late too many times, you ain't got no job.
Right.
We have to have the same fortitude with our businesses. We have to say, okay, well, if I'm not on time, then I'm not going to have a business. Because what happens is we don't understand that those little things trickle down as a domino effect, and it affects our business across the board. So understanding that having the right foundation and structure in place to not that I can actually leave a legacy.
Yes.
You don't have a legacy if it's not structured, so you can now pass it on to your children or nieces or nephews or whoever can pick up the torch when you're done.
That's right. That's good. That's good stuff. Danae, what was that pivotal moment in your life?
The pivotal moment in my life was when I kind of hit a downward spiral. I needed something deep. I needed something that would enlighten me. I was tired of going to work, coming home, and not having anything enlightening in my life. I said, life has got to be definitely more than this. There must be something more than just going to work, coming home, doing your usual. I said, there has to be something deeper in life, and I'm going to find out whatever it is. I'm going to find it out. I'm going to seek it. I'm going to research. I'm going to do something to, add value to my life, because I believe everyone has value. Every person has value, and we have to find out what is our purpose. And if we don't find out what our purpose is, we could be lost, and we could be living in a repeat cycle of doing the same thing repeatedly and never truly valuing life or knowing how far we really can go, or as you say, how deep you can go.
That's right. I like it. I like it. That is really true. And it, regardless of what position you're in, at some point you come to the end of yourself. You've gone as far as your looks, talents, and skills can take you. And that moment for me, my pivotal moment was literally in my literal closet. And I had been walking around probably for about 2 months with this sense of gloom, just looming around me, just a sure sense of sadness. And at that point, I was at the top of my career. I was married. I had the 2 daughters, 2 children, the big house, and all of that. But I just found myself stuck in a place. And I kept asking myself, what is wrong with me? I remember even sitting in the middle of that closet, and I started crying, and I said, God, give me my passion back. Where is my passion? And it wasn't then that he gave me my passion back. In fact, he said, girl, get up and clean this closet, is what he said. But what happened was, probably as I healed, going through a divorce and an involuntary shift in my career, he revealed to me that it wasn't my passion that I had lost, it was that I was not on purpose. So when I started chasing purpose, then the passion was connected to the purpose. He had to reposition me and realign me so that I can tap into my purpose. So when we meet with the ladies, when we are all there on March 19th, what are some practical steps? Because we talk about a lot about God and prayer, and I'm definitely a woman of faith, but sometimes down here in this earth suit, you need some practical steps. Elaina, can you give the women any advice or maybe some steps that you took to really just tap into you? You talked about not having the parents who were able to lead you and guide you in your business. And in order to operate at high levels in your business, you got to go deeper. You got to get to something more than just the hustle. How did you come to that?
For me, I think it was forgiving myself. Oftentimes,
all right. We know she'll freeze and she'll come back in.
we are our worst, most important thing was getting to a place where I said, okay, that is what it was. That is what you did. And you could have done something a little different, but okay, next. But understanding the process to that. Because oftentimes, like, okay, forgive yourself, but getting to a place where it manifests in your life is, I hate to say it because it's kind of like an age-old adage, but it's like an onion. Giving yourself time to peel back the layers, but then understanding, just like an onion, as you peel back those layers, tears are going to come.
Yes, that's good.
And it's cleansing. You got to allow the tears to come. You got to allow yourself to be cleansed. So as you peel back the layers, you can get to the core of who you are. And when you come to people not perfected, but you come to people on a side of maturity, so you can kind of help pull them to a different place and a different level.
That's good. That's good. I like that you said on the side of maturity, because I know when I first started telling my story, when I told my story 5 years ago, Elaina, at the Deeper Women Speak conference, it was from a different place. In fact, at the next conference, you'll hardly ever hear any of that story because I don't identify with that girl anymore. So as you heal, you start to tell a different story.
Yes.
In fact, Danae, I want to ask you this. Now that you've told your story, that you've healed your story, and you usually teach from the place that you've healed from, what new story are you rewriting?
The new story that I'm rewriting is we have purpose. I have purpose. And my purpose is not connected to anyone or anything. My purpose is connected to God. And everything that I align myself with, I try to fill it up with meaning, with purpose. So when I was healing, I told my story, and I was at a place where I was still healing, or as Elaina said, bleeding. I was bleeding, and I was trying to find out, like, what can I do to get over this? What must I do? And within that, I got up one day and I said, one day, sometimes during healing, you get up one day and you don't even realize you're healed, because sometimes the inner work that we have done within ourselves is like, you take a look back and you're like, wait, I'm not crying anymore. I'm not sad anymore. I'm not shaken up. I believe when we're able to tell our story and not feel tears or feel saddened, that is when we truly know that we have grown from it and we have learned from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want people to understand, because sometimes when we talk about forgiveness, it can get fuzzy and get, kind of strange, and you don't really know how to do it. Like, have I forgiven or have I not forgiven? But I still get these icky feelings when I think about this person, place, thing, or entity or idea, because sometimes we have to heal from ideas. There's a difference between forgiveness and feelings.
Yeah.
And I always think about it as forgiveness. That's what you decide to do. I forgive I decide to release myself from this toxic entanglement that I have with this person, idea, or entity. I'm choosing to do that, but it still hurts. It still hurts. So the feelings of that's where the healing comes in. So I've forgiven, but I still have to heal from these feelings that I have that are attached to this thing that I've had to go through. So I always try to remind people that just because you don't like the person, or you still don't feel like, ooh, I want them over to my house for dinner, doesn't mean that you haven't forgiven. It means that you're not completely healed from whatever the wound is. It's like being shot. You can remove the bullet, but the wound still has to heal. And if you don't take time to really treat that wound, somebody could bump up against it, tear the skin off again, and now it's wide open again. So I really like to, even in I was just coaching somebody the other day who's in a leadership role and was having an issue with her supervisor. And she said, well, what do I need to do? And I gave her the steps that she needed to do. And the last step was, and you need to forgive them so you can move forward, so you can keep going and release this, because forgiveness is definitely for us. And as a deeper woman, that's a part of the hard work that you have to do. And deeper women are not afraid to do their work. What, Danae, would you tell a woman who is pent up by unforgiveness, who is suppressed, and she's hit her leadership lid because she's not in a place of forgiveness? What can you tell a woman like that?
I would tell a woman who is in that stage in her life that we get to a point where you're at a point in your life where your life is shifting. What happened in the past, the individuals that have wronged you, the things that you have not forgiven yourself for, you have to give yourself a break. You have to give yourself some compassion. You have to give yourself some love and understand that life is a process. You're not going to get over things immediately. Things take time, as well as your healing journey and your forgiveness journey. It will take time. But if you are determined to, and you do the inner work, which is healing yourself, learning yourself, you will get there once you do the work. It's a process. Things don't happen overnight. So my advice would be to love yourself, nurture yourself.
Very good. Very good. What about you, Elaina?
I think for me, I think the first thing I would probably say is know and understand that you forgiving them doesn't make it right. Because I know that sometimes we hold on to it because we think that I'm so sorry, I talk with my hands. We think that if we forgive, then it gives them a pass. It's like, okay, so what you did made it okay. No, me forgiving you doesn't make what you did okay, but it gives me the freedom to be free.
Yes. Yes.
It has a dual purpose and understanding. I can still own and acknowledge that what you did was wrong. But in that, I can say that I'm not going to allow it to continue to keep me in this container, because I think when we understand that it boxes us in and there's places that we can't go, there's things that we can't do, and there's things that we will never accomplish, knowing that we're still stuck in that place of unforgiveness. So first saying it was wrong and it wasn't okay. That's the first step in understanding. So now that you know that it's not okay, now you can begin releasing the thing, not from a place of, okay, well, I'm wrong for thinking it was wrong. No, you're right. It was wrong.
Yeah.
Right? It was wrong. But are you going to allow that? Are you going to stay stuck?
Yes.
I know I had a pretty sick, we all have had loss, but I had a pretty significant loss. I lost my nephew's in a car accident, 16 to 17 years old, one car accident. And I remember I had a really bad Saturday, and I was literally in the floor weeping because I was trying to understand how can you justify this loss. And the Lord said, and everybody says, you'll get over it. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. God told me you'll never get over it, but you can't get beyond it. So I think what I would say is you'll never get over it. And it's almost like you look back at that thing and it's like, when you look back a mile out, you might be able to see a hump from it, but you get to a place. It doesn't mean that the thing is not there.
Yes.
But it means you grow to a place, you mature to a place, and you heal to a place that you're beyond it, that even though it's there, you've moved so fast beyond it that you don't see it anymore.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And when you become a professional healer, I call myself a professional healer. And when you become a professional healer, then you don't, you're not holding on to all of that stuff anymore, and you're not afraid to let people in because you know how to let people go. You know how to release them, because most people are not hurting you because they're bad people. They're hurting you because they're hurt people, and hurt people try to hurt people, but healed people are moving targets. So if you are healed, then you know how to juke them, you know how to get around it, and you don't have to sit in that place anymore. Because again, we're going deep tonight, ladies. This whole talk about forgiveness, this is deeper women kind of talk.
Can I make a statement?
Absolutely.
I think also understanding where you are in the process, because I think sometimes when we see people further along in the healing process for the same exact thing, we don't give ourselves room to understand, okay, that's not where I'm at. And as much as I'd like to, be able to, see you and be like, hey, what up, though? That ain't where I'm at. So accepting where you are in the, now not staying there, but accepting where I'm not to that level of healing yet. I'm not ready for that. And then giving yourself permission to not be ready for whatever that is, and not having somebody hold you hostage to what they feel, where they feel like you should be, how healed you should be, owning where you are and saying, well, you agreeing is not really a requirement.
Right.
This is where I'm at.
That's good.
And being at peace with that.
That's good. Go ahead, Danae.
Oh, I was going to say that many times once we come along, a lot of hurt people in life, sometimes even though we may have done the work and be healed within ourselves, we are also meeting a lot of people who are fighting battles against themselves. And many times we can confuse it as, oh, this person is trying to hurt me, but it's really that the person is hurt themselves and they don't know how to heal. So I feel like as human beings and as healed people, we should continue to give out good and continue to be strong and not hurt people. Because for me, example, in my life, I've came across a lot of hurt people, and it was a repetition for me. It was like, okay, this person's hurt, that person's hurt. Am I going to continue this cycle? And it was for me to stand in my purpose and say, you know what, no matter who I meet that's hurt, I'm going to make the conscious decision to not hurt them back. I'm going to just continue to do my work, my inner work, heal myself, and move along with my life rather than seeking vengeance or doing a person bad. Because once you're healed, you are not going to want to hurt anyone.
That's right. Once you get healed, you want everybody healed. Once you're healed, you're like, oh my gosh, I want you, wake up, everybody wake up. And one of the tenets of deeper women is deeper women are not intimidated by another woman's gifts. In fact, she understands that it's her job to identify and cultivate those gifts. So that's kind of, I liken that to what we're talking about here, is that once you get to the bottom of your own crazy, it really gives you compassion for other people's crazy. Because you were once hurting people. Now that you're healed and not hurting people in the same way, you have to kind of come from a place of understanding when you're dealing with other people who are doing things that they may not be aware even that they're hurting. So with all of that, we went deep. What are some of the things that you wish you had known before you started this deeper journey, before you started all of this self-work? Because sometimes this self-work, you're thrust into it. It's not like you choose to go in there. And I think it was Bob Quinn, who's one of my favorite leadership gurus, who said, the pressure to change always comes from the outside, or usually comes from the outside. But it is an inside out process, and it has to start at the individual level. So even if you're looking to change your entire family, you cannot do any of that until you change yourself. So what do you wish you knew before you started this work? Oh, I'm sorry, Elaina.
Um, that's a really good question. What do I wish I knew before I started the work? That it's okay not to be perfect. Because I think in life we always want to, present this picture of perfection. You know, even as we got on tonight, you want to make sure, I got on here and make sure all my hair came to one side, and you want to make sure your face isn't oily because you're presenting this thing. Anything less than that is perfect. And I think that if it not pursuing perfection, that's exhausting.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
exhausting
Mhm.
being at a place where you're okay when what it looks like doesn't line up with perfection. All
Mhm.
right, well, I'm just gonna throw on these little flip flops. I'm run out, and whoever I see is who I see. But I
That's
think
right.
so. We get so inundated with trying to present this picture that doesn't line up with what's going on internally. Giving yourself permission not to be perfect,
That's
because
good.
then if people don't see that there is a need, then they don't meet it. It's almost like one of the things I tell some businesses, husband, you say you don't tell people business is great because they feel like you don't need their business. And it's the same way if you present yourself as perfect. So when you come across the Dr. Barbers of the world and the Miss Danaes of the world, that precious thing that they have within them to help pull you through into the other side, they don't feel there's a need for it because you've presented something that says, I'm good.
That's good.
I'm on the other side of healing. I'm on the other side. When really you just like listen. Can you lift my arms? Can you take this foot and just pull me to the other side? And
That's
sometimes
good.
we need that help, and we need to be honest with where we are, who
That's
we
it.
are, and what we need.
That's good.
Not
That's,
to everybody though.
that's
It
right.
gotta be to the right people, but
That's
we
right.
have to be honest. It's the hashtag that's going around, unfortunately, because of all these unfortunate deaths. It is okay to not be okay,
It's
and have
okay.
somebody that you can trust with your crazy, with your imperfections. So when you're not okay, you can tell them.
Very good. I love it. I love it. I love it. What about you, Danae? What do you wish you had known before you started this journey to you?
I wish that I had known that it was okay to be me and it's okay to be misunderstood. Although many times my intention was pure, it's okay for people to not understand where you're coming from or not understand you. I feel like I wanted to be like the norm. I wanted to do what everyone else was doing. I wish I knew that the person I was enough. I did
Mm-hmm.
not need to compromise anything about myself to try to be like others because I was specifically made and created to be me, to be different, to be
Very,
unique.
that's good.
That's what
Very
I
good.
learned, and I feel like when we learn about ourselves and we stand in our power, we have identified ourselves,
Yes.
and there's nothing greater than that. There's no one that can be you but you. And
That's
when you try to be someone else, it just never will fit. It never will work because this is not who you were created to be. You were uniquely created to be you, and you are unique. So I learned never try to be someone else. Be you, and you will always be enough. Being yourself never goes out of style.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Good job. Good job. Ladies, thank you so much for spending this time with me. But before we get out of here, we cannot get out of here without promoting what you ladies have going on. I've got a little sneak peek into what's happening, but I want you to tell them what can they look for coming from Danae.
They can look for me motivating, me teaching what I have learned throughout this journey as I'm still continuing to learn, but the things that I have grasped, that power, that knowing yourself, that standing in your truth and standing firm to what you believe regardless of what anyone says, because you are unique, you are special. They can look for me empowering because
Yes,
each and every one of us has something unique. We have something powerful,
yes,
and I look forward to being able to be in the room with powerful women, women who are in different streams that I am in, women
Yes.
who are in different leagues, who I can also learn from. Just because I'm a speaker, speakers learn from other speakers as well. I
That's
don't
it.
know it all. No one knows it all. So there'll be able to be some stuff that I will be able to learn as well, and I'll be able to help and bring and share and connect. Because when powerful women are together, nothing's stronger than that.
That's good. That's good. Now tell us about these books you've written. You mentioned that in the green room, but you said nothing about them here. Tell us about those books.
I have written 2 books. One entitled Through It All, which was about my life with growing up without a father and being raised by my aunt and having my biological mom be mentally ill, being bullied, and the different struggles that I have went through, and I was able to get through in order to become my best self and still continue to try to be my best self. And the other book that I wrote was Daily Motivational Quotes. It is 50 quotes because I am a quote writer. I love quotes. I wrote 50 quotes, and daily quotes you can go through daily when you need motivation, when you need to feel a little kick in the morning, when you need to feel you're worthy, or even at night, that can empower and uplift you and help you to think and know that, life is beautiful. Regardless of the circumstances that may happen around me, I can come out of this and I will come out of this. Just a sense of positivity for others.
Good, 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 good stuff. Before Elaina goes, I'm going to tell you, uh, everybody, you need to go over to deeperwomenleadglobal.org to sign up for this conference or register for this conference.
Yes.
Be sure to take advantage of the early bird registration. It's not going to last forever. The last day for early bird registration is February 21st. So you need to make sure you get over there, register for Deeper Women Lead Atlanta so you can experience these women and all of the other women that will be at the conference. We are super excited, and I'm going to kick it over to Elaina. And Elaina, tell us what you have going on.
A lot. The first thing I'm going to say is I just want to say thank you to you.
Oh,
Thank you for your obedience. Thank you for stepping out on faith. Because of you, you have given us an opportunity to come together, connect, and even be in this place. So I've relaunched my initial book, and I got a little kick from Dr. Barbara. So I relaunched Daily Dose. I wrote it years ago, and it was in the garage, y'all. In the garage, in the corner. So I have relaunched that, and I'm going to have that at the conference. I have also written a new book, From Ripples to Waves, and it's going to be a walk into understanding what it is to take the little steps, because we all want the big things. We all want the big waves that everybody sees, but oftentimes we don't know the consistency that's necessary to get to the big thing. Also, I'll be launching I Am Her, Healed, Esteemed, and Restored. And after these talks and conversations with Dr. Barbara, yes, I'm giving you, ma'am, the credit. I am also, that's probably going to be more end of the year, going to be launching E. Marie Motivational Moments. So really excited, and I'm going to definitely be doing more with my spoken word.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Tell the people where to find you if they want to look you up.
I am Elaina Royston everywhere. I'm Elaina Royston on Facebook. I'm Elaina Royston on Instagram. I'm also E-Roy Sales, because that is what I do. That is my passion, real estate. So you can also find me as E-Roy Sales if you need a hookup, need a need. I got you. I got you.
Good stuff. Danae, we didn't tell the people where they can find you. Where can they find you if they needed to look you up?
On Instagram, I'm motivating_in_motion. And on Facebook, it's Motivating in Motion or Danae DeSuit.
Thank you so much, ladies. Welcome to the Deeper Women Lead stage. We need to just let everybody know. You need to go over to where? deeperwomenleadglobal.org. Register for the conference. Take advantage of the early bird registration. We look forward to seeing you at Deeper Women Lead Atlanta 2022. Thank you so much, ladies. And we are out of here.
I was playing.